In 12-year NBA vet out of the U of Kentucky, but you probably know him now as the man who cleanses your Twitter timeline every day. One of the most popular folks on social media, Rex Chapman. Welcome to The Jump. It's so nice to see you.
Rachel, RJ, two of my favorite people. It's hard to, I can't believe you're finished playing, RJ. I remember you from Moon Valley High School back in the day.
I remember
We're both finished playing? What?
Yeah. I remember that shot over the top in the postseason, the little pass over. That's still probably one of the biggest shots that I ever saw in my childhood.
We'll get there. I got to ask about the podcast, though, because Rex, you recently launched the Rex Chapman Show. It's a podcast on basketballnews.com with longtime Hollywood actor Josh Hopkins. So I wanted to ask why you decided to cross over into the podcast space with a good friend of yours.
Just something to do, really. I mean, it got to have something to do. The last year has been miserable.
Yep.
We thought, hey, it gives us a chance. If we can't be together in a room, we can do this. We've had on great people. Josh Hopkins, it's the Rex Chapman Show with Josh Hopkins, by the way. He's my bestie, and we go back forever. He's from Kentucky, huge basketball fan, but he's an actor, Cougar Town, Quantico, Perfect Storm. You would know Josh. After the NBA, as you guys know well, I had painkiller problem. I lived on Josh's couch for a couple years in LA, and we developed such a strong friendship that we thought, hey, I know people in sports. He knows people in entertainment. Let's get together and do this.
It's interesting, Rex, too. I love how open you are talking about that period in your life, because I think it's something we don't talk about enough with athletes. You guys are handed these painkillers when you get injuries, especially later in your career. And it leads, in your case, to an opioid addiction, but you are far from the only one. I know you've talked about it before. How did that sort of process for you, hitting rock bottom the way you did? How did that change your perspective on life? Because I think that new perspective is what has appealed to so many on social media now.
Well, yeah, it's always kind of terrible to talk about, but it's necessary. I mean, you can either talk about it or not. And I feel like, I know when I was searching and really struggling, I was looking for any kind of source of inspiration. And I heard it, a couple of my friends, a couple of coaches that I had over the years said things that stayed with me to help keep me, going through detox and rehab and all that stuff. And I thought, it would be kind of selfish of me to not share the story if I can and try to, destigmatize the whole addiction thing a little bit.
The inspiration that you came out of that whole experience with and how inspirational you've been to others, I think it's so, so impressive, and turning something that was, I'm sure, one of the hardest moments of your life into something that is helping so many people now. Again, we don't talk about this stuff enough, and I really applaud you. So that was a very serious, important thing,
Rachel.
And now Richard's going to have to do something very
No.
silly.
That's what I do, but ultimately,
That's what he does.
No, but Rex, real talk. The reason why it was so important for you is because I know we were talking off camera about, man, I can't believe, Richard, you're retired now, because you remember watching me play in high school in the Phoenix area when you guys were at your peak. But there's so many guys that I'm 40 that are just now starting to retire, or are about to retire. So for you to share your story and say, hey, guys, look, when you retire, even if you play 10, 12, you got money, you got this, you're going to go through some things. Mm-hmm. Even if you have all the money, even if you're broke, you're going to go through some things. So just letting people know it's okay to talk about it. If you developed an issue, if something happened, it's okay. And so your message, and I know you said it's tough to talk about, it is needed more than ever, because with all the social media, players sometimes want to hide. And I want to talk about your social media. How did it get to this spot? Because it's so funny when I'm in 6 different text chains with different teammates, with different friends. Your tweet pops up,
always popping up,
and it's like you're so on point, you're so critical, and it's not just funny. It's political. It's this. It's that. It just has a wide range, and which I think you are as a person. How did you kind of get into that and kind of know that you had I would say a gift? Social media is a gift.
Oh man, come on. Very sweet guys, but a complete accident. And all of the videos, I've got a little circle of friends that kind of shoot me videos, so it's pretty easy at this point. I just kind of caption them, pick and choose. But a few years ago, I really just wanted off social media. And it just the whole political landscape was toxic. There's so much hatred spewed. But to do this, kind of what we do, you need a little bit of a social media presence, they say. And just one day I came across a stupid video, a school of dolphins swimming into shore, a guy paddleboarding out. A dolphin jumped up, hit the dude in the chest. And I said to myself out loud, that's a charge. and I just tweeted it out. People thought it was kind of funny. You're only thinking basketball people are going to even know what you're talking about there. But it kind of took some legs. And from there, I started posting silly blocker charge videos. And then over time, you can only beat people over the head with that stuff so much. Mix in some dog videos, some feel-good videos. Just try to keep it light. And then pick your spots to, speak out on some things that you're passionate about.
Rex, do you have a favorite storyline this season?
Oh, man. Yeah, I do.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, the Phoenix Suns. There we go.
Two local boys I'm on with.
There we
this is so nice.
Hey, Chris Paul, of course, what can you say about him? What James Jones has done, Robert Sarver spending money to bring Chris in, DeAndre Ayton's growth, Monty Williams, what he's done with that team, Mikal Bridges. Yeah, I'm all about the Suns and the Nets. I'm kind of rooting for Stevie and them up there as well.
All right, it's a tradition here for special guests to play a few rounds of our game called What Were You Thinking? We dive deep in the archives, your old highlights here, and we want to know what was going through your mind. First up, what were you thinking, Rex Chapman, when you went behind the back in the 1990 dunk contest? And that was some good hair, by the way.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, made it look too easy. Oh, look at Ainge, gave me a 10.
Yeah.
Danny, KJ in the background.
All right, next up, what were you thinking, Rex Chapman, when you hit the shot to send the Sonic Suns, that playoff game in 97, into overtime? Because that shot, ooh.
Look at that.
Oh, my goodness. Let's go.
Look at that.
What a pass.
What a pass.
It's like Jason Kidd, like it dropped out of the heavens, right into my hand, right in rhythm. And honestly, we were down 3, and I thought, for real, George and Hersey and Gary Payton, I thought they were going to foul. I thought the ball was going out of bounds for a second, and I thinking we better get a shot up. Then I thought Hersey's going to foul me. Let me get it up.
Right.
And he kind of nudged me a little bit, man. That would have been amazing if they'd have called a foul. But,
It was pretty good as it was. And
what a
finally,
pass.
Rex, what were you thinking when Shaq blocked your shot so hard the TV cameras went out?
Oh, my goodness. Check this out. Chick Hearn and them went out. Knocked the whole thing out. He just beat it up.
Is he
Shaq
right?
came on the podcast last week and was talking about it. And he said, normally I'd let you go with that. You were looking so pretty in there. It was a preseason game, too.
I love the cameras going out. I love that you've got guests like Shaquille and O'Neal on. You've had Steph Curry on. Only the biggest names coming on this podcast. So, Rex, thank you so much for joining us. And everyone out there, check out the Rex Chapman Show podcast on basketballnews.com.